I've got a little secret today, and that is Octopus has sent out an email to a select number of customers, and you may be one of them. And you might want to read the email, and even if you're not one of the customers, you might want to watch this video and find out something really exciting that Octopus Energy are doing.
Damn.
As many of you may know, I am a big fan of Octopus Energy, and the main reason I am is they save me an absolute fortune in charging my electric car, and they come up with some very innovative products. They plant trees, they've got a very sort of green sort of way of thinking. They always reply to me on Twitter, they reply to customers on Twitter. Their CEO is very proactive of sorting out issues and faults with customers. And if you're one of these people waiting for a SMET 2 meter and you're on Twitter or you're on Facebook, tweet Greg, who's the main CEO of Octopus, and he'll get back to you, and he usually tries to sort it out as quickly as, you know, and as effortlessly as he can. The problem with SMET 2 meters at the moment is most of the SMET 2 meters are fitted by certain companies and they are controlled by these companies. Octopus Energy have now started to employ their own meter fitters to fit their SMET 2 meters to try and basically lower the waiting time, because being an Octopus Energy customer and having a smart meter is fairly essential to most of their tariffs. So therefore it's made a lot of sense to them to start employing a meter team specifically to put SMET 2 meters in. Now, if you don't know much about Octopus Energy, they offer couple of tariffs. They offer a green tariff, which is just a greener tariff. They offer an offset gas tariff. They offer a fixed tariff, and they also offer a flexi tariff. They're just normal standard Energy 6 tariffs, very similar to the sort of Energy 6 companies. They offer zero leaving fee, so if you ever want to leave them, it doesn't cost you anything. They offer you and me, we split it 100 quid, we split 100 quid down the middle, 50 quid each, if you join them using my Octopus code, which is linked at the bottom of the video, and we'll banner across this video at some point as well, but it's also in the description. So you can have 50 quid, be with them for 30 days, and leave, and you'd get 50 quid, and I'd get 50 quid. There's no leaving fees, so you could do that if you wanted. Now, Octopus have some inventive tariffs, and this is what today's email's about, why it's going to benefit a couple of you people who don't have Octopus Go, and why, if you've got an Octopus Go, you need to go and check your email, because there's some money in there for you that you can have immediately, even if you don't want to take part in what I'm about to tell you. But let's just explain what Octopus do, the two tariffs to do to everyone else. Agile, by far the most complicated Octopus tariff, by far the most complex tariff to explain on any energy. So let's just go straight into Agile. Agile has half an hour price point. So every half an hour, Octopus's Agile's price changes. It can be any price from a plus, so basically they pay you to use energy, to obviously being charged for energy. Now there's a cap on how high they charge you. I think it's 45p. If I've checked and I'm wrong, I will display it somewhere around here. Don't know if I've got it right, but yeah, I think it's capped at 45p. It might be more, and it fluctuates throughout the day. Now, during the peak hours, which you'd expect in the morning, and obviously in the afternoon when people come home from work, and when it hits this higher point, and all the other hours tend to be fluctuates really low and really high. It can be as low as a couple of pence, zero, or like I said, sometimes Agile can pay you. Now this is great if you want to play the game of turning off and not using energy at certain times, or if you work night shifts and don't, you know, work in the normal peak times in your house, you're not operating electricity at peak times. This is the best tariff for you. Or if you can offset it with using battery storage or using solar energy, that's, yeah, if you can avoid the peaks, you can play the Agile game and get some really, really cheap electricity costs. Now, if you're like me and you're lazy, you'll just want some set hours to charge your car or turn on your electrics, which will give you the best benefit of saving. And this is where we get the benefit of Octopus Go. Octopus Go gives you cheap electricity between 12:30 and 4:30. Between those two periods of time, you'll get electricity at 5 pence per kilowatt hour. Now the peak can change depending on where you are based in the country, but as a rough rule of thumb, it's around about 14p. I think mine's 13.889. I've seen people at 14.25, but as a rule of thumb, it's around about 14p as an average. It can be a little bit more, a little bit less, but your off peak is always 5p, and this is where it gets really, really clever. You can use any electrical appliances at that 5p, half 12 to half 4 rate. So your lights, your oven, your microwave, your dishwasher, your washing machine, charge all your rechargeable batteries, which is what I do. I've set basically all my stuff is set to go on charge at half 12 and finishes at half 4. This is enough power to put around about 40 kilowatts in a battery. It's a bit less, but it's enough for a daily commute. For me, it's enough for most people. Most people will not need more than 4 hours to charge the car. And even if they do need more than 4 hours, say they needed 6, 7, 8 hours, the 5p rate still beats some of the cheapest off-peak deals off other energy companies, because that 5p is so much cheaper than I think Eon's and Wave and some other companies have got like a 8.5 off-peak tariff. So Octopus Energy is still miles cheaper at that 5p rate. Now the email I've got is about the half 12 to half 4 rate. If you are willing to play Octopus's new version of Octopus Go, which is Octopus Go Faster. And Octopus Go Faster is going to let a select number of customers that they've chosen at random by picking your email to shift your electricity costs from the half 12 rate to a different rate. Now, if you take part in this trial, you can still pick the half 12 hour rate, and you'll receive a £5 credit on your account. So anyone who's been selected in this trial, if you read the email, look at the terms and conditions, go into the link they've sent you and take part in the survey. Even if you keep the hours exactly the same as what you're using now, you'll get £5 credit on your Octopus account, which is just a free bonus for not doing anything. Now, the stipulation on the term condition is that you charge your electric car 50% of the time during the set hours of period, which, why wouldn't you? It's 5p. So if you're on one of the Octopus Go deals, all you have to do is try and charge your car at least 50% of the time during these off-peak rates. If you're me, you'll do it 100% of the time, and so will your dishwasher and so will your washing machine. You'll really get all your electricity costs. Now, they've given you free options as an Octopus Energy customer on this email. Now, if you see this email from Octopus Energy, you'll be given free options. All these options, no matter which one you pick, you'll get the £5 free credit in your account. Option 1 is you get the electricity at 4.5 pence per kilowatt hour if you only have 3 hours of the cheap electricity rather than the current 4. Option 2 is you can carry on with the 4 hours of cheap electricity for the 5 pence per kilowatt hour that you currently get. And option 3 is if you're willing to pay a little bit more at 5.5 pence per kilowatt hour, they'll give you 5 hours of cheap electricity. So for an extra 0.5 of a p, you can have an extra hour of cheap electricity. Now that will definitely fill pretty much 99.9% of everyone's driving in their normal EV. There is some very, 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 very small use cases this will not, but pretty much everyone, 5 hours electricity is plenty. It's more than enough to fill your EV up. Now they've changed that you can pick a different time. So the times they've given you for all three options, so it doesn't matter which option you can go for, you can pick one of these time slots. So for either 3, 4 or 5 hours cheap electricity. The couple of hours they've given you are, you can have, these are all PM times by the way, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30 or 12:30. So you can pick any of those three time slots and have either the same type of electricity you've got at 5p, 4.5p or 5p. Now I've personally gone for 8:30 at night, 8:30 p.m. Reason is, I'm still going to be using my general electronics, my lights are going to be on, so, you know, I'm going to be using that electricity anyway. Most stuff at 12:30 is going to be turned off. Occasionally, me and my wife get a bit peckish about sort of 8:30, 9:30 and put the oven on for a little snack. So I'm going to be offsetting some of my electricity costs there. Occasionally we even eat late. So 8, sometimes we'll actually have the oven on. So that's even better for us. And the third option is I do like to put the washing on at night at 12:30, and the wife likes to complain that it smells if it's been stuck in the washing machine from about 4:30 till about sort of 8, 9 o'clock when I finally get it out. Where at 8:30, I usually go to bed about 11 o'clock, so I'll be able to take it out, put it in the dryer, and it'll be fine. I don't always dry my clothes, sometimes I do hang them up, but I've got a heat pump dryer, so heat pumps another. I'm really keen on saving money on electricity and reducing my energy consumption, so a heat pump dryer makes perfect sense. So you've got these options. If you've got this email, go and have a look at it. There's a free £5 voucher, £5 credit on your Octopus account, and you could even change your hours to pay less, or you could even have an extra hour more for paying slightly bit more. Now, the reason it's going to affect everyone who's not an Octopus is because they're going to try and see if you can change customers' relation to how they use energy based on incentivizing them to use it at different times based on different cost price points. The reason they want to do this is, let's say there is an absolute surplus of cheap wind energy, absolute cheap wind energy. What I think is going to happen is future Go customers, future Go tariffs are not just going to have the basic free time at night, but they're also going to say, oh, today we're having a Go price sale. There's loads of wind, there's loads of renewable energy on the market, loads of cheap energy. To stop prices going negative, Octopus Energy customers at 8:30 are going to be given cheap electricity at 7p, 5p, 3p, 2p, and that is to stop the prices going negative. And that is a fantastic idea. If you can incentivize enough people at enough times to shift their energy usage, and let's be honest, an electric car is going to suck out a hell of a lot more energy than the average person, which is why you have to use more than 50% of your charging if you're switching to this Octopus Go faster deal. It's a very, very clever way of making people change their usage and their relationship to energy, and I do think that Octopus should be congratulated on coming up with some inventive and clever ways of doing so. If you want to become an Octopus Go customer or an Octopus Agile customer, there is a link down below in my description. You'll get £50 credit when you join. There is no termination fee, like I've already said. You can leave them at any point and you get 50 quid credit, and I get 50 quid. So we both earn, we're both happy, we're both very, very happy people, and their customer service is absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much for watching this week's video. Please don't forget to check me out on my socials like my Twitter and Instagram. I'm always replying on there. Have a look at my Patreon page. If you don't know what Patreon is, just check it out and have a look at my other videos. Thank you very much for watching this week's video. I'll see you again next week. Goodbye.